that I have, and it's what administration. And once again, like I said, the city council need to go into the classroom. Guess who else need to go? The school board, the superintendent, the associate superintendent, all these people who make decisions on instruction, but they only go into the school when they're invited to be the speaker, which is, to me, ludicrous.
If we write, we're just writing our stuff down.
Okay.
Sorry.
I don't know. Have you covered the funding question?
I asked her what her opinion was of it.
Okay.
Wanted to ask you about how you would see yourself working with other elected officials, specifically those on the council, and then also the relationship between the council and the school board. What are some things that you would like to see done as a council member if you were elected to see communication happen?
I really believe that communication would get better if the opposing ends would spend more time at the table together, discussing issues. I'd like to see them be proactive and come to the table and discuss, share their ideas. Instead of one group thinking that they have all of the answers and they're looking out strictly for their interests. So what I would like to see is more of a collaborative stance taken between the city council and the school board. I do think that I have that type of personality that would draw people together. And sometimes, a lot of times, people don't understand or don't have the perception of what it takes to get along. First off, I think that diversity training, I'm a huge component of professional development. And one of the things that I think that exists there's an element of non-trust. So a retreat with both parties together first off, to start to build up trust issues, whereby I trust you, I believe that you, and then to learn respect for each other. There are some simple things that I think this council has missed. Some things that my great-grandmother taught me when I was a little child. So sometimes we assume that everybody has this, but they have missed that element of respect for each other's opinion, and then to accept the fact that we can disagree and run into division of parent and community engagement. I think that's one of my strengths that I have gotten my employees to buy into. I love constructive criticism. I welcome constructive criticism because I think that makes me better at the job that I am earmarked to do. We can disagree. We don't have to agree. But by the same token, we don't have to fall out. I can respect your opinion, and what I find is we discuss through a lot of, your way of doing it may be different from what I want to do, but there's a way that you can reach a consensus. And if you stay focused, as I always tell my staff, stay focused on what our goal is. Our goal is parental involvement. So putting your, like the racehorses, put your blinders on and do not be distracted by any of the outside forces. Stay forward, stay focused on what's in the best interest of the children and the parents, regardless of how you personally feel about it.
Can you tell us about a time in your career where you needed to make a decision and you gathered information from your constituents and how you went about gathering that information? Similarly to how you would do that as a city council member representing your district.
Representing my district, I think that too many times what we do is we make decisions from the top down. For instance, let me share with you, and I received all type of oppositions to this, but because of the cooperative spirit that many of my colleagues possess, I wanted to know if parents were interested in assisting in the educational process of their children. Well, 100%. When asked that question, they said yes. So what I wanted to do was to put a survey out. We put a survey out 3 years ago, and as Dr. Barker said, this is record history. We had approximately 6,000 parents to respond to the survey. Dr. Barker, in research and evaluation, took the data, disaggregated it, and broke it up by regions. And what we found out was that whatever the classes that the parents were interested in differed depending on which one of the regions they were in. We found that in the Northwest region, one of the predominant factors was gangs. They wanted to know more about gangs. We took those survey results and we developed a parent curriculum guide. But we developed that guide based on what the parents said that they wanted to know. Strangely enough, in every region, all of the parents wanted some instruction on how to help their children with literacy skills. Only 2 of the regions said math skills. So we intentionally designed the classes that we were offered in the regions based on what the parents in those regions had told us that they were interested in. So that's the process that I think as a city council person, I would take it to the people in my district. I would want to meet with them and collaborate with them and see what are the issues. Pretty much like your town hall meetings, but to have an instrument out there where I could take their feedback and develop strategies based on the needs of the people in the community.
Can you tell us about a time that you had to go against the grain and it wasn't a favorable decision, but you knew that you had to make it, and what was the result of that?
Okay, let me, this one was a biggie. As I shared with you, I was surplus after my first year as an assistant principal. Because of my values and what I believe that we are all human and we work together and equal rights for everybody. After I land the position of assistant principal at Grandwood, I actually interviewed and got 2 positions. I got the position at Grandwood, and then I received the position of assistant principal at Valentine. Knowing that I had acquired both positions, I decided I would call the director of personnel, who's Mr. Rick Masons at the time, because of all of the perceptions that I had heard, and he called me and told me I was going to Grandwood. I called him back because the principal from Valentine called me and told me that she had recommended me as well. But when I called him and told him that I decided that I wanted to take the position at Valentine, he told me it was not my choice. Ms. Stigall, in his direct words, I can hear him now, you can either go to Grandwood as assistant principal or you can go back in the classroom. Well, that's that. I was Grandwood bound. Upon my arrival at Grandwood, I was there the very first day. Of course, I was given the duty of being responsible for the children who were being bused in from Binghamton. My first day there, I got the children. I stepped up on each bus. We had 6 buses. I stepped up on each bus, introduced myself to the children, told them how they would get off the bus once they entered the building, gave them rules and regulations. Girls, you would line up on the inside. Boys, you'll be on the outside. Why? Because you're a gentleman. It's part of your role to protect and keep girls safe. The children got off the bus, and I proceeded. The line went approximately a block. They listened to me and did exactly as I said, but as I proceeded to take them into the building,